That adds up to about $45,000, y'all. I spent $45,000 on my truck in 12 to 16 months. No, 15 months. Let's put that in perspective, y'all. I basically spent, what is that? Less than $5,000 a month on my truck over the course. No, it's not that. It's probably a little bit less than that. My bad. I'm trying to do the math. But I basically spent like $3,000-$4,000 on my truck a month for the past 12 to 14 months, or 12 to 16. Yeah, something like that. My bad, y'all. Go on top of my head, whatever. But y'all get the point. I spent $45,000 plus on my truck. I'm not even including some of the things that I like I said, had little miscellaneous stuff. I know I'm missing stuff that I was just going through my bank account and my Zells. That was pretty much going off. So I probably spent over 50,000 easily. Probably spent over $50,000 on my truck first year running the truck, and a lot of y'all probably would not make it through it. I'm telling you, probably would not make it through it. A lot of y'all wouldn't make it through it. That's first getting out, never owned a truck, never did anything like this. Y'all probably wouldn't make it through it, y'all. Like, that's tough. What up, y'all? Key Success here, back with another video. I know it's been a minute, but let's get into it. As y'all see from the title, cost of operating a truck, mainly on this maintenance, and we're gonna get into the video right now. Pretty much, or actually, before we get into it, my bad. Please like the video, leave a comment, share the video for you guys. It's gonna help somebody when they're choosing to decide that they want to get to be a trucker, be an owner operator, especially, and what it's gonna cost. So please share it to them and put it out there and let people know what they're gonna get into, because it's gonna give you a pretty good idea. So I'm gonna go over my maintenance that I had on the truck pretty much from the year I got it, or from the month I got it, which is in May, to about July, so about 15 months. I'm gonna go over my maintenance, what I spent. And if we're getting to that, I'm just gonna go over some things that you just need to, when you're buying a truck, a used truck especially. This is pretty much anybody out there looking to buy a used truck, is keep an eye out for these things. Because I got a used truck, my used truck, I got it with 880,000 miles on it. If y'all don't know, that's basically equivalent to you buying a used car that got 180,000 miles on it. That's 8 years old, 10 years old, because that's about what my truck is. So that's just kind of give you an idea for y'all that don't know. And the maintenance is 10 times more. So at a car at 180,000 is probably towards maybe end of its life. It might have another 100,000 miles to get out of it. But roughly, it's not always a bright idea to buy a car that has 180,000 miles on it. Let's be honest. Yeah, my truck had 888. Now it has a million. So you kind of get the point. But yeah, pretty much, if you're gonna buy a used truck, you got to do your due diligence every single time and figure out what it's gonna cost you. So this video is gonna give you that idea. You're gonna get an idea that possibly what you can cost on the medium, middle, almost the high end. You're gonna figure that out. You need to get a warranty. If you have the opportunity to get a warranty, I'd probably get it. Don't be cheap. Don't do none of that shit. Just go ahead and cop the warranty. I wish I did, or wish I had the opportunity to do, and it probably would have saved me some money, by half of what I'm about to say later in the video. So y'all about to see. And don't do what I did, guys. Don't see your truck sight unseen. When I got my truck, I FaceTimed the guy. He showed me the truck over FaceTime. It wasn't just videos he sent me and stuff like that. Checked it out. The guy had pretty good reviews and stuff on his page, and so I went with it. And I went to go get the truck. Obviously, I did check it out when I got there and stuff like that. Everything's turned out, through the videos and stuff that he had. But I went there, paid, and drove off. Simple as that. I didn't bullshit. I didn't have a mechanic check or none of that. I just went and got it. So I don't recommend none of y'all really doing that. have a mechanic check the truck. Check the oil if you can. If hopefully they didn't do an oil change on it or anything like that, because that's not going to help it in anyways. But you just need to do your due diligence at the end of the day. Have a mechanic check, a reliable mechanic, a verifiable mechanic that's going to know what he's talking about, know what he's looking for. He's not going to put you in a bind because that's going to help you at the end of the day, uh, to save you on cost, because he could catch some stuff that easy to fix, catch some stuff that might be hard to fix and that might not be worth buying. He's gonna assure you that, give you that assurance. So if you're someone out there that don't have a lot of money to spend, even if you do got a lot of money to spend, don't do it. I don't recommend. Don't do it at all. Obviously, you have to save for maintenance at the end of the day. That's my next point. You gotta save for maintenance. Every week, every month, you need to save for maintenance, because at the end of the day, even with a new truck, you're gonna end up replacing something. Obviously, a new truck is gonna be under warranty, but maybe you gotta account for maybe the downtime you might have, because sometimes parts be missing. Like, I don't got that part. It may be the simplest part you might think of, and they don't got it. It's like, how do y'all not have this part? So you might be down a week just because of the part, even though it took nothing but 4 hours to fix it once it gets done. But that's the things that you run into. But you want to have maintenance, because inevitably it's gonna rain. Why not have an umbrella? You know, just save up, have that emergency fund ready to go, maintenance fund ready to go, and you're gonna get things done. You're not gonna be sitting there heartbroken because you can't get something fixed because it's too expensive. You don't want to be in that predicament, because at that point you're probably gonna go out. You're probably gonna have to give up your truck. You're gonna have to do something else in the meantime to get your truck going or something. Because not a lot of people were as fortunate I was. Like I said, credit to my dad and my uncles and my family. Like, I had that in the back, and them having some years of experience of doing this. Uh, Obviously, I didn't have much. I was able to use them to help me, and not a lot of people are going to be in that situation. You're going to be coming from nothing, not having any help, not having any uh, guidance or anything like that. So, you know, why risk yourself? Why put yourself on that edge? That's like, I put myself on the edge, but I don't, if I didn't have that position, I don't know how much I would have did. I probably would have done a couple things a little bit differently. Um, but it got to me where I am today to be able to tell y'all that. So, don't get it twisted, but it's gonna save you a lot of hardship and hard times if you know you kind of wait till you're decent. At least you can maybe take care of the first maintenance. But if you don't have a good setup where you're gonna make money at and stuff like that, that's gonna be your first problem. So that'd be the first thing. You make sure you got where your truck's gonna be working at. Make sure it's making money there. Yeah. So nothing else is gonna matter if you ain't making money at the end of the day. If you're not making more than $6,500 a week before any costs, you're probably shooting yourself in the foot. Probably. It may be different for some people, but that's kind of where my money's at this point. So just to let y'all know. So next thing is, you got the older truck. I'm saying, probably if you got a 500,000 mile truck or more, or maybe 700. Well, I say 500. Fuck it, 500. You got 500,000 mile truck or more. You probably want to get the truck inspected once every 4 to 6 weeks. General rule of thumb, I definitely do it. Definitely just eat that cost, because you're gonna catch stuff in advance before it even breaks. More than likely, you may see this happening, a leak happening, and you can catch it, fix it before it causes something else to break. Because I had that issue. Um, you'll get an idea. Well, okay, I might have to save up for this coming up for the next couple of weeks, and then I can get it done. So you get an idea. If you're doing these checks and stuff like that, you're gonna prevent yourself and put yourself in a better trajectory, by knowing these things. Especially if you got a good mechanic that can find these problems beforehand. So always, get your truck inspected. Especially if you got an older truck, like I said, like mine, or $500,000 or more, you're gonna save yourself at the end of the day. So make sure you do it. The next thing is, get your maintenance done sooner than later. Do your intervals sooner than later. When I say that, it's like getting your PMs done don't get your PM done at the standard. If you're, like I said, above 500,000 miles, you probably want to get your PM every 8,000 miles, 10,000 miles, because you got an older truck, especially you're at 800 some thousand miles, million miles. Start doing that stuff basically every month. You want to say, because I do about 8,000, 10,000 miles a month. So do your truck, do the maintenance, do the PMs once a month. It's gonna save you some time, save you some headaches. Like I said, same thing, doing your inspections a little bit more, save you time and headache. Spend maybe a little bit more money, but you're gonna know what you're spending in advance, and you're gonna save yourself at the end of the day. Uh, so that's always get your maintenance done sooner than later. Last thing, or one of the last thing is, like I was saying before, when the issue comes up, get it fixed. Don't procrastinate it. Don't BS it. Doing it as soon as you can. I know things happen, but you got to do it because you could run into a situation like me. I had a power steering leak, and it caused a bunch of other stuff just to break. Um, I put it off because at first, obviously, I didn't know. My mechanic didn't know because obviously sometimes some things are not trial by error, trial by fire, but you have to fix some things to figure out the solution. So it's not, you don't always want to jump to one spot and fix it, and then now you have to work backwards anyways. So either way, it might be cheaper, start at one spot and then move to the other. Like for me, my power steering, first thing was leaking was my seals on the gearbox. Fixed it. Seemed to be okay at first. Then started leaking again. Seemed like it was leaking from my reservoir, and the reservoir part and the part that goes there. Fix that. Okay, did fine. Then started leaking again. I'm like, okay, well, damn. What else can it be? My compressor was acting weird at the time now. And it was leaking, and it looked like it wasn't leaking. It was leaking, power. It wasn't leaking oil. It was leaking power steering fluid. It seemed like because that's what was. My stuff was still leaking out. Um, See the leak come from there. So we fixed the power steering pump. Um, yeah, we fixed it. Yeah, it caused my power steering pump to go bad. I mean, damn, sorry y'all. It caused my compressor to go bad, my air compressor, which also in tune caused my air dryer to go bad. And I replaced two air compressors, and I replaced three air dryers since I had the truck. So obviously I paid for the air dryer once, and I paid for the compressor once, but that's not the point. Obviously, the other times I had to pay for labor. I still had to pay for labor to even fix. Other parts were covered under warranty, but I still had to pay for labor. Um, that's wasting money right there. Um, so I did all that. And then once finally I got to like the second one, and we figured out what it was. It was my power steering pump that ended up being the issue. So we figured it out. I was like, okay, power steering pump is probably what we're gonna have to replace. So I was like, all right, well, I've been last time, like me and my head, I'm like, all right, been lasting like this for as long as I have been. Let me just whatever, put it off. And this, like I said, just before I had to replace my compressor and my third air dryer um, beforehand. Um, yeah, I was like, all right, so let me put it off. You save us some money, figure it out, and we'll get it done. So I waited, basically until my air compressor started going bad and the air dryer went bad again. And I was like, okay, yeah, we need to obviously replace all that. So that's the air compressor right there. So that's just an idea, y'all. If you don't fix something sooner, it's gonna cause some other stuff and give you other stuff to deal with. Like put your truck down, put your truck down. Like all these times my truck has had issues, pretty much I was able to get back to my spot. You could be out on the road and get stuck, and now you got to deal with a mechanic you don't know that's going to probably upcharge you. Could be on the side of the road, it be whatever. You're not in the best situation, especially if you're not dealing with someone that you're always dealing with. Um, so you got that. So that's just a little tip for y'all. Just when something comes up, handle it as soon as possible because it might cause some other things to go wrong. Simple as that. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So I'm about to go down the list, y'all. Sorry, it's a glare, but y'all can kind of see whatever I'm about to read it off. Just a quick list. I pretty much added up. I pretty much added up everything and what happened. So let's get into it. So as y'all know, I made a video about it. My transmission. I spent $5,100 on that, on my transmission. And after that, or before that, after that actually, I spent $2,315 on my power steering, 3 brake chambers, an air compressor, uh, my oil crankcase filter, air governor, brake pads, and a wheel seal. Then I spent $360 on wiring fuse replacement. I spent 180 on the airbag and like 200. No, I spent 180 on the airbag, which is like labor, and I think spent like 220 on the actual bag itself. That was, I think it was on my trailer. And I spent 240 on my DOT, fixing the trailer ABS and the trailer light. I spent $125 on the tire replacement on my trailer. I spent $12.50 on my DPF filters being cleaned and the parts that go to that, installation and reinstallation, stuff like that. Uninstall and reinstall. I spent $175 on the air governor and the air tank fitting. $487 on my tire rotation, a PM, new batteries, 2 trailer marker lights, 7-way cable, which is some of that was $217.30. I think it was on parts. And then so I was talking about before, my power steering shit, some of it. I spent $250 on power steering, reservoir, coolant leak, axle gasket, and $235.95 I think was for parts. I spent $13.30 on my air compressor, airbag, a drag link, my DF coolant lines, supply and return lines, and the parts was about $1857.96. And then, as y'all know, the big other thing, if y'all don't know, but I spent $6,275.64 on my CPC repair. I spent $226 to ungovern my truck. I had to do it. The truck was governed at like 69. It was dreadful the first week I got the truck. I was like, yeah, as soon as I get back, it's getting fixed or getting done, replaced. So I did that. So I was like, nah. I spent $1597.83 fixing my AC. I spent $837.23 fixing the relay at the back when I got pulled over in the weigh station, and then they put me out because it was leaking air. Put me out of service. Made a video about that. I believe I did, or something like that. I spent $4,711 for fixing my ejector cup seals, and I think something else. I forget what it was. Something with my air system. I don't got the receipt with me, so I don't exactly remember. I spent $1,095.96 at Truck Country again. I don't remember what it was. I spent $636.96 at Truck Country again. I spent $350 on my second AC repair. I spent $1,000 on a Kingpin power steering seals and air dryer. Those might have been the parts above. I spent $665.87 on my reefer PM. I spent another $675.45 at Truck Country. I spent another $10.30 at some D&D truck place. I don't remember exactly what that was, but I spent it nonetheless. I spent $784 for a tow. $631.06 at Truck Country again. $400 for another tow. $341.62 at Truck Country again. $685 at Truck Country. I spent another $229 at Truck Country, another $220. I spent $226 at Trudell again. I think that was the airbag I paid for. I spent $490 again on a PM on my reefer. $474 and then again another tow. $358, $795. I spent $1,000 when I knocked my door off the trailer. Spent $1,000 on that. Spent $2,000 on 4 trailer tires just recently, and I spent $1,800 or maybe I think two on two steers, and I spent $2,500 on 4 drives. That's not even including. That's pretty much everything right there. So that's not even including when I got new tires on the truck and trailer, some cheap ones, but nonetheless, I'm not gonna add that in there because I'm going off basically after that, after basically my first run of the truck up until July, sometime August. So that adds up to about $45,000, y'all. I spent $45,000 on my truck in 12 to 16 months. No, I mean 15 months. Let's put that in perspective, y'all. I basically spent, what is that? Less than $5,000 a month on my truck over the course. No, it's not that. It's probably a little bit less than that. My bad. I'm trying to do the math. But I basically spent like $4,000 on my truck a month over the past 12 to 14 months, or 12 to 16. Yeah, something like that. My bad, y'all. Go off the top of my head, whatever. But y'all get the point. I spent $45,000 plus on my truck. I'm not even including some of the things that I like I said, had little miscellaneous stuff. I know I'm missing stuff that I was just going through my bank account and my Zelles. That was pretty much going off. So I probably spent over 50,000 easily. Probably spent over $50,000 on my truck first year running the truck, and a lot of y'all probably would not make it through it. I'm telling you, probably would not make it through it. A lot of y'all wouldn't make it through it. That's first getting out, never owned a truck, never did anything like this. Y'all pretty probably wouldn't make it through it, y'all. Like that's tough. Like when I added up, I was like, wow, like I really spent that much. And I know I'm not the only one that's ever have. Like my uncle spent just as much. He might have spent more because he had some other stuff going on. Um, and this is not even including my rentals. That's $1,500 a week, and I had a rental for about 8 weeks out of the 8 weeks out of the year. So add that number up. Um, that's over like $8,000 right there, easily, easily. That's like 12, but 1,500 for a month. That's six. Yeah, about $12,000. Yeah, I probably spent at max about that much. Um, some of y'all ain't gonna be too lucky to have that position. Like I'm lucky to be where I'm at. That provides that a truck rental or a trailer rental. They do that too. If truck's gonna be down, you don't have to just sit. Like for some people, if you just don't got enough money, your first time getting your truck fixed, if something pops up big enough, and you might have to sit down because it might take a week for the truck to get fixed, a couple weeks to get the truck to get fixed. Like these things are gonna happen, and a lot of these places don't let you just rent a truck unless your business has been open for like 2 years, unless you got a plug. So, like I said, I got a plug and I'm lucky. Um, I'm finally at a point where my business has been running for 2 years, but I haven't tried to get a rental in my own business name, but may or may not happen and whatnot. So, uh, these are things to think about. Like, this is gonna happen for y'all. This is what you're at most is what you're gonna spend. Like, at this point, my truck has a lot of things. Everything's been replaced on my truck. Um, besides the engine, besides transmission, besides the DF system, one box or stuff containing to that. The only other stuff that I gotta probably do, probably gotta do my alternator. I wouldn't say turbo, but turbo, we put that in there. My EGR, even though that's part of DF. Something with the radiator, replace my radiator. What else do I gotta do? My power steering gearbox. My water pump. What else? I know I gotta do shocks and springs. Yeah, shocks and springs I gotta do. I still gotta probably get 4 more tires, 8 more or 4 more on my trailer and 4 more on my truck, on my drives. Like I'm still got more to do, but at this point, like I could say, like my truck's a new truck. Like I split 50 G's in my truck, and it's almost new, almost no problems. I've had I can't see any more problems popping up, but it's possible, very well possible. But I'm just trying to let y'all know, like what the case is. This could be you. Um, and I just want to give y'all a good idea of what it costs to be an owner operator in your first year getting a used truck. Obviously, if you got a new truck, you're not going to spend that much. You shouldn't spend nowhere near that much. But you might be spending on the other end. You might be paying more for a note, truck note. Like my dad has a new truck and he pays about $1,600 a week for it, but he hasn't had any problems. And my uncle too, same thing. I think my uncle's been the luckiest out of all of us. He has. I don't think he's had a truck runner really. Maybe once, maybe. Like my dad had a truck runner for like 2 months because he needed a new EGR and he had to wait for a part. Like I was telling you, you might have to wait for parts. And he was lucky that our company offers for you to get a rental so you can still work, still make some money. You might not be profiting as much, but you're still working nonetheless. You're just not getting nothing. So imagine you having a truck and something goes out and you're gone for 2 months. You gotta do a whole different job. You gotta get a regular job, probably, or something. Like these are things that you're gonna have to worry about. Uh, so yeah, like I said, you're gonna pay it if you get a newer truck, and you're gonna pay it on the truck note for the maintenance. Maybe not nowhere near as much as 50K, but very close. Um, then you're gonna do the same thing with the with me having a truck. Getting a used truck is could possibly cost you 50K or more. I say this is about the mid range. It might cost you in your first year getting a truck. It might cost you 50K plus, at least. I say at least because, like I said, you still have things that could probably happen in transmission, your DEF system, the one box, and your engine could go out. And those are all 20. Transmission, you probably can spend 20. Truck engine, you're probably going to spend 20. And DEF system, you probably spend 20. So that's 60,000 right there off 3 components of the truck. So, just gives you an idea right there. But that's it for y'all. I just wanted to let y'all know the reality of owning a truck in your first year, possibly, especially if you get to use equipment. I want y'all to, take these numbers and what I gave to you and just think if this is really for you to do at this moment. You might have to just wait a little longer, save a little bit more money. Is what it is. Just don't jump out and do it without some of these contingencies in, without having a place that you're gonna make money at, without having a team of people that you can gather around like I do, that can support you possibly if things do come up. Um, these are all things that help me out, and if you don't have some of these things, you're gonna be shit out of luck, and you might have to get the truck back or whatever the case may be. You're gonna put yourself in a hole that you might not be able to get out of, and I don't want y'all to do that. I want y'all to learn from this. So please share the video for people so they can see, the reality of owner operator. It's not all cut out what you know, it's not all, greeny peaches and roses. Smells like, y'all, what I'm saying? Um, it has its positives, but it definitely has its negatives. Easily. Easily has its negatives. And some of y'all might not be able to take it. I'll say majority of y'all probably won't be able to take it. But I just want y'all to know what y'all gonna get into owning a truck. This could be your reality. You could probably spend 50K on the truck within the first year if you're getting the truck and you're not doing anything. Like I probably could have, like, there's I'm gonna give y'all a play out here. Get you an older truck, probably 2010 and under, 2008 and under, and get it for like 10, $15,000, and put 20, 30K, 50K into the truck. You're gonna have a brand new truck, y'all. And that's probably you getting a new engine. You're not gonna have to worry about no DEF system on it, so that's out the window. Fix the transmission, maybe even keep it. Who knows? It depends on what the transmission is. Or engine, same thing. Replace all the components on it, every single thing. Like you're gonna have a new truck at the end of the day. And now you just spent 10, 15K on the truck. You put 20, 30 into it. So now the truck in total is 30 to what? 30 to $50,000 and on a brand new truck versus you could spend 250 on a brand new truck. Come on now, that's a play for y'all. So check it out. Think about it. Think about it. It might be an option. Like if I could have, if I didn't have to rush and whatever, I probably would have did that. I'd have got an older truck. I got something that's 15, 20. Probably gonna be a Freightliner. I'm not fucking with no internationals or anything like that unless it has like a certain engine in it and a certain transmission in it. It doesn't have a Detroit, doesn't have a Cummins, it doesn't have. I'm not dealing with no what is that international engine? That Max Force. Fuck no, don't touch them trucks. Sorry, I'm not touching them. I hear too many bad things about it. I ain't touching it, so I'm not gonna even tell y'all to touch it. But Cummins, the Detroit 60 series. I forget what. I like my Freightliner, so Detroit 60 series. I hear about that a lot. But a Cat, Cummins, what else is it? The M14, Red Top. These are things you can look at. And transmission, probably Eaton Fuller. Probably gonna be a manual 2 truck. So for y'all that don't know how to drive manual, go learn and get that restriction taken off your license. Do it. Go do it. But that's a play for y'all. I'm not getting too much into it. That's just a quick play for y'all, though. If y'all made it to the end of the video and heard about this, put the fire emoji in the comments for me. But yeah, like I said, I just want to help y'all. I'm trying to help y'all make a decision if you want to get into this industry and how to get into it in the best possible way that's gonna have results for you. So you're not coming in at a disadvantage and screwing yourself over possibly. So yes, like the video, comment. Like I said, if you made it to the end down here, hit the fire emoji about hearing that story, that tip, not story, but tip. And that's it for y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I got some more stuff to come. I'm trying to get a video out with my pops about how much he made, about his life, where how he got to where he's at now, and kind of going from there. And maybe my uncle too, and I want to go over how much I made last year. There's a bunch of videos I gotta do. I just sorry y'all, I've been lazy, dealing with life and stuff like that. But I'm trying to keep the content up, and I just try and provide value to y'all. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all later. Keep the success out. Deuces.